yo, what's up?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Taboo, trends, anything and everything. You can watch us every single week on YouTube and Facebook. This is No Filter in Paradise.
Hey, yo, what's up?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Guys, welcome back to another episode of No Filter in Paradise, the number one most entertaining, fun show to watch on Aruba. And if you don't, and that is on what?
Periódico.
We haven't said that in a while.
It's been a while.
Guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we have not one, but we got two guests. I'm gonna go like this because I feel like I'm breaking my back always sitting like this. We got two guests today. One is somebody you guys already know. The other one you don't know.
Who are they?
I don't know. You tell me, Shark. Who's our guest for today?
Talk to us. Talk to us. Who is our guest for today?
Is it Johnny or Jonathan?
Johnny.
Jonathan?
Johnny.
Johnny. Why did
Yeah.
you say Jonathan? I guess
You said the opposite of what he
I
said.
already fucked up his intro. Guys, we have Johnny Bukout, and you already know from Self-Making, Mr. Mauro I can't say it.
That
No,
is not
man,
funny.
no, it's been like
Caraz.
5 seasons, bro. It's been like almost 2 years.
All right, guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mauro. We invited Mauro because Mauro has actually had Johnny on his show, and I was like, you know, Mauro, you need to be on this episode too, because on this episode you can actually speak your mind and not get backlashed like you're. I'm kidding. He's looking at me like, shut the fuck up.
I mean, we did speak our minds, but yeah.
Yeah. What did your co-host say? I'm Lamuripe.
Yeah. He would die for it. Yeah.
Inside joke, guys. Skip the program. If you want to know what we're talking about, go watch his episode on self-making. Then you'll know. Anyways, our guest Johnny. For those who don't know, like Shark, who are you and what do you do?
Shark. I'm Johnny Bukout. I'm 40 years old. I'm a forensic psychologist. I've been doing this for about 14 years. I've always been interested in working with criminals, women, guys, youth that for some reason come in contact with justice. And I always wanted to work on that side. Why I was always interested in why people do stuff they did. So I went to Holland. I did an education. I'm a child psychologist. I'm a forensic psychologist, and I'm a general health psychologist.
That's like 3 titles.
I mean,
Yeah.
damn.
That's 3 more than I have because I have nothing. I have a host of No Filter.
No, I always wanted to. When I was working, I got tired of people being my boss, and I asked my boss, "What do I get to get your seat?" And he told me I had to do that study, and I went to did that. So I got
Come through.
his seat.
So now you have his seat?
The boss move.
That was the only motivation I had. I just
There you
didn't
go.
want anyone above me telling me what to do.
Is there anybody above you right now?
1, 2, maybe.
But that's better than listen, it's better to have 1 or 2 than like 5 people or 6 or
but
7.
I don't feel like they're on top of me. It feels like we're equal, and
I
that's
feel like
all I want.
I feel like they give you the trust, like, you know what, Johnny, you
Yeah.
can do your stuff. You don't have to tell you know your stuff.
Exactly.
That's actually
That's
kind of
what I
nice,
like.
though.
That's good.
But so the reason why we brought you on this show, I saw you on Mauro's self-making show.
Yeah.
And I thought the topic was very interesting. It seems like you know a lot about addiction.
It's part of the job. When you work with children between 12 and 18, addiction is a lot of the time part of the equation. Marijuana, gaming, but also other kinds of drugs. Mostly nowadays is the more synthetic stuff.
Okay.
We don't see youth using heroin and cocaine. They're mostly pills and MJ.
true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, and the gaming
Unfortunately.
part, it's big and huge right now.
The gaming?
Yeah.
That's the 2 things I want to talk about in this episode. Is number 1 is gaming, and I want to talk about pornography.
Yeah.
I feel like those 2, like at least worldwide, that's like the biggest problem on this planet.
Yeah.
But like, what exactly is? I feel like we're just jumping right into this episode.
Yeah, go ahead.
As we
Go
should.
ahead. It's the best thing to do.
What exactly is an addiction? Like on a broad spectrum.
An addiction is when you use or you see or you have an experience with something that triggers something in your brain that makes you feel very, 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 very good and you want more of it.
Oh, whoa.
And it triggers your brain and your body to want more of it. And sometimes it's all about dopamine. You got it's a kind of liquid in your body that your body makes that when you experience something nice, it gives you a feeling of a reward. And you want more of that reward. You want more of the dopamine. Drugs, they mimic the effects of dopamine. but you have behavioral addiction too, like porn addiction or gaming addiction or gokken, gambling addiction.
What's hookah? Like, what?
Gambling is not you're not bringing an outside thing in your body that makes you want more reward, but your body likes the effect of
how
the
you're
kick
feeling.
of the reward, and it wants more of it. So there's two kind of addiction: behavioral addiction, so addiction with something you do, and a drug addiction, a synthetic stuff you bring in your body that makes you want more of it.
Get one.
So I just learned that I have a food addiction because I always want to eat, even though I'm full. I'm like, no, but it just tastes really good. Like I just wanted, like I had pasta like 2 hours ago, and as we're talking, I'm thinking about like, a chicken sandwich from Alfie's would be really good. Sorry.
You're just an inner fat kid. Like,
I mean, I used to be fat, so
no, that's why it's still
I
there.
can't help it.
You don't look like somebody with a food addiction.
I don't look like it,
No, not anymore.
bro. I go to the gym every day and I run on the treadmill for an hour.
Yeah, it helps.
And I run and then I lift some weights. Otherwise, I'll be big. Let's start with gaming.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about the porn addiction. So, is gaming bad just in general?
No. If
good.
you just game and you have a good time for gaming for 2 or 3 hours and then you go about your life, there's no problem with gaming. It gets to a point that it's a problem when you're doing it 20, 24, 38 hours. Yeah, people do that.
Wait, like what? Like they would game like for 20, like wake
Yeah.
up and then 20 hours straight.
Do you know what it is with gaming? Usually it's not about the game. Usually it's about the social life behind the game. Because
Oh well.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
yeah, you got a lot of introverts, guys that socially, or girls that socially don't feel comfortable in social situations, and they can play a role in the game, and they feel emasculated, or they feel more of a. Yeah, they can play somebody that
They're not. It's
yeah,
like
they're
their
not.
that's their fantasy.
Yeah,
world.
and they get all these friends, and they all do the same, and it's this whole magical world behind the TV.
Yeah.
That's this whole social life that they create for themselves. That's the addiction part.
But it's like
not
an
about the
escape then,
shooting.
right? It's like they escape their
It's an
reality
escape.
that
It's a
they're
full
on.
escape.
And you can be somebody you don't bonota durf dita.
It's nothing like you. It's like the
Yeah.
full opposite. Like in real life, nobody talks to you.
Yeah.
In there, you're like the most popular person.
Yeah, and you can play a girl, you can play a guy, you can play whatever you want.
Be a dog, cat, doesn't matter.
You can be whatever you want, and that's the clinics in Holland are full of people that are addicted to gaming now. And the thing is, in Aruba it's a little bit more difficult. But if you in Holland, there's only one reason you have to leave your house, is go to the doctor. But everything can be brought
It's
to
true.
you. If you need to go to a store, there's
Groceries,
all stores,
everything.
they'll bring everything
It's
to you.
true.
Food, they'll bring everything to you. If your plumbing is right, so you can use the shithole. Sorry,
No, it's like a
you don't have any other reason than go to the doctor to leave your house. So you
Yeah.
can just stock your fridge full of stuff, sit down and game a whole weekend long or a whole week long.
Bro.
And the more you're into it, the more it becomes your life, and the more addicted it becomes, and you get this ugly feeling when you step out of the game.
Yeah.
Because you feel normal in there.
It's like
that-
you
it
don't. You
becomes
feel like you
your-
don't belong. Like, ugh, what am I
Yeah,
doing here?
yeah, and it's a safe place. It's just a safe place. It's a place you can feel safe. You can say whatever you want, how you want it, how many times you want it, and you won't get kicked out of the group.
But it's like you mentioned earlier, because the gaming is also part of the gambling, because all of these games require you to add your credit card, so you can
Yeah.
buy like the coins and these type of things that are in that world.
Yeah.
So
You have to
you're-
buy to get more.
all those extra fees.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's like
Yeah, but that's how they hook you in, and then they hook you in with the life behind the game, and then you want to pay more and more and more to get the life.
So, I mean, I'm not sure how much involved you are in what's happening in today's world. And you just said like people who are introverts, they want to stay in the house and they like being involved in these games. So you know about the whole metaverse thing that's happening nowadays? Like how everything is becoming digital?
Yeah.
Like literally, like it's gonna come to a point where everyone's gonna be living in virtual lands.
Yeah.
With these, Oculus goggles, and you're just walking around. You're not even leaving your house anymore. You're just
Yeah. You can just live in this virtual world.
Yeah, but like that. Do you think that's gonna be a bad impact on people? I mean, from just your opinion.
I mean, the digital world has brought us a lot of good things.
Yeah.
The thing is, we started misusing it.
Yeah.
I told him on his podcast. I mean, some people Instagram is their whole life, and the one perfect picture, and they saw the other one perfect picture.
Instagram's all fake stuff.
Yeah, but it's not real life. It's not what is important in life. The important in life is the real connection you have with people. And the thing I'm scared of is that we start losing the real connection with people. If you go to a party these days, if you go to a party, you see this whole group all in their telephone having this big social life in their telephone while they're in a social situation and they can just talk to each other, but they won't. So I'm scared of that part, that we lose the personal
human
touch.
Yeah. I was today at the gym. I was working out, and like out of 10 people that's across me, 6 of them were like just sitting down like this.
Yeah.
I was the 7th.
Yeah.
I mean, in between my rest periods, I grab my phone and I answer. But
and it's almost like, what else would you do?
That's the thing.
Yeah,
it's like all of us do it.
Yeah,
it's
what
like
else would you do? If they're all on the telephone, you go in your telephone too.
People like, still, when Johnny spoke on my show, he obviously said there's like good or bad to everything. You can get addicted to bad
100%.
stuff. But like, Shark, did you ever game or not really? Okay, so you that would understand.
I was gonna say he played with Barbies. I used to game a lot.
Because like the positive thing that I see in gaming, look, when I used to live in Spain, when I used to study abroad, most of my lifelong childhood friends lived here. You know, so a way to connect with them was just to buy a PlayStation. Like when I was here, I sold my PlayStation because I didn't want to game anymore.
Yeah.
But then living abroad, I bought that, and then for 2-3 hours, it was like we were in the same room, playing, interacting, talking. You know.
Yeah.
Or even now, say I got to talk to one of my friends. Still do this, by the way. Instead of just calling him to get something off my chest when I'm stressed out and say talk on the phone 1 hour, that's just weird. So I just say, yo, hop on the PlayStation, we'll talk, and then while we talk, we just do something. That's my way of communicating with like my inner circle of friends, you know?
But you know the people.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's just my way of interacting with them instead of going out, spending some money, you know?
Yeah, I was working with this kid. He was 15 years old, and he was talking to girls from China, from Puerto Rico, from there, but he didn't know these people. He even had a girlfriend online. He never saw her, they never kissed, he doesn't even know what she looks like, but she was his gaming girlfriend.
Was she really a she?
And this, we don't know, but this was in his mind a real relationship, and he got really pissed and really sad when she wasn't on the platform. So he was waiting on her, but she was in China, and the difference in hours and stuff, it was crazy. But he really believed that was his girlfriend. She
That's
could
the
be
scary part,
she
you
could
know,
be this
with the online
60-year-old
stuff.
guy.
That's the scary
with
part.
kids and grandkids and doing really scary things online.
I mean,
So it's different how he uses it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's the difference. That it starts getting dangerous when it's your whole life. And with
Correct.
his it was another way to connect with his friends.
Yeah.
And that's
also
different.
like an outlet for some people.
You know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
And these kids these days, they half of the time don't know who they're talking to.
It's true.
Yeah, people be in a group game of like 100 people playing against each other and then become friends with
Yeah.
somebody. You don't even know who this person is.
This whole clique.
Yeah.
And you don't know who the person is. You don't even know who he looks like because he's showing you what he wants. It's like Instagram.
Yeah.
You take 100 pictures, but you only post one. You're showing the world who you want to show, what you want to show.
Yeah.
And the game is the same thing. You're just showing this avatar, this puppet that's perfect, and that's who you want to
Portray.
Yeah, that's who you want to be.
What are some signs, like early signs that you can see that somebody's addicted to gaming?
When one of the first signs is when people stop doing things that they usually are fond of. So if you always were into soccer or Barbies, and for one reason you just stop doing that, you lose your interest for something that's usually a sign that hey, something ain't right. How come you always were into football or soccer and now you're not anymore? And you just stop showing interest in things you usually were interested in.
Okay, but won't that be just human behavior? Like, I'm not always interested in drinking Old Par, but sometimes I like Bucanas. I just changed. Propaganda para eso. I'll give you guys I'll let you know how to win this later, okay? Get ready.
But change is usually gradually. It's not in a moment. It's not
Correct.
it's not the irritation when somebody asks you, hey, why how come you don't come to the soccer game no more?
Yeah.
And the irritation you get, but people
Okay.
just they lose interest in and they get irritated when people ask.
You go want to be
about it.
months. Like,
Yeah. And because the irritation is also a signal
A
that
sign.
something wrong. It's also a sign that something's wrong.
That's like, yeah, I never saw it that way.
It's usually not people noticing that you're addicted to something. It's usually some signs that are really, you think, it's kind of innocent, but it's
Yeah.
not. And then you start looking at it, and you say, he's changed as a person. He's not the guy or the girl I knew. That we always went to do this and we always went to do that, but now he's looking for an excuse to stay home to game.
Yeah, to game.
And there comes a time that your fantasy for making up an excuse, it just runs out.
Yeah.
And then you start just saying weird things, and people are like, "What?
Is it okay?
So-
Okay.
The guy I know."
Are you a parent? Do you have
Yeah, I
kids?
have 2 kids, a
So-
2-year-old boy and a 6-year-old girl.
Okay,
And I want them to stay like that for like 40 years.
For as long as you can.
Good luck. Good luck. Next week they're 25. Just FYI. But
go ahead.
how do you if you were in that case?
Yeah.
How, as a parent, or what advice would you give to other parents?
Yeah.
To not make their kids go into that level of gaming.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about structuring it and putting down rules and enforcing the rules. It's about the PlayStation. A 15-year-old usually doesn't have the money to buy a PlayStation 4 or 5. I mean, it costs what? PlayStation 5, $2,000?
No, PlayStation.
Who?
Yeah, that's
Wait,
right.
whoa. What'd you say?
$500.
How much does it cost in Aruba?
In Aruba, $2,000.
Oh,
Florin,
like,
sorry,
like-
Florin. Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
2,000 Florins,
I was in
like-
the English thing. It's Florin.
Yeah.
But a 15-year-old doesn't have the money, so
No.
you buy it for him or her, so it's yours. And you, as a parent, you have to be aware that it's yours, and you can enforce rules on it. And if you tell your child during the week, if you finish your homework, you have an hour and a half to play PlayStation, and in the weekend, because it's weekend, you get 3 hours. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with letting your kids play game, but the game cannot take over its life.
Yeah.
And it's usually parents that do this. And but he's so quiet. It gives me a chance to cook. It gives me a chance to be on my own telephone. Oh, but he doesn't hurt anyone with it. I mean, you're fooling yourself.
You don't see the psychological effect it's playing on your kid.
Yeah, and you can't tell your kid first you do homework, then you go to ballet, and then you have an hour and a half to if you do your chores and stuff like that. You just put some structure in it.
Yeah.
Don't let them invent the structure themselves, because if they invent the structure, a kid. A 12-year-old, a 30, if you say you can do whatever you want, he'll do whatever he wants, and it'll be crazy. It'll be 20 hours a day. It will be go to sleep at 4. I had this one a parent that told me, yeah, but he's in bed at 12, and he's telling me no. I usually don't sleep at night. I sleep when I come from school, an hour or 2, and then I'll go game till it's 6 in the morning, and then I'll go do as if I just woke up. So yeah, but that's how it goes.
How old is this kid?
12, 13, 14.
He's getting
I mean,
2 hours of sleep every
Yeah,
day.
but he's not the first. There's not just one kid telling me this.
It's multiple.
Yeah, I mean, kids have their own rooms, and the parent thinks he's asleep, and he's just waiting for his parent to go to sleep.
And then he goes in the living room, plays the video game.
Yeah,
They probably have it in
in
his own room.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
if you don't just knock on the door or just go in the room and see what he's doing, you're not sure he's asleep. And that's the problem, because if you're playing with kids in China, when everybody's awake in Aruba, they're asleep, and vice versa. So they want to play in the middle of the night, because that's when all the people in China and
their
Japan,
friends,
that's when their friends are awake. So that's when they play the game.
Dude, but look, just to make a fair point, I think that especially kids or teenagers, if anyone's seen The Social Dilemma on Instagram, like there they say that the way that social media is programmed and made, you're not supposed to stand a chance psychologically to resist it, right? Because it just keeps dragging you back in. The way, if you notice the way that like all the hyped up video games are right now, Rocket League, Fortnite, FIFA, Apex Legends, all these games, it's made in a way that you buy the season, battle pass, whatever, for like $10 that lasts 2-3 months, and then you keep getting free gifts in the game by completing challenges. So you have to log in, play a few hours, and then you get all the free rewards that come with the $10 battle pass or whatever. So they're making you feel, because I've been through that before, like, I mean, if I don't log on today at least for an hour, I won't get the reward, then the $10 that I put in will be for nothing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, the way that it's made, it's still supposed to keep bringing you back to it. And if you're a kid and your mom gave you a $20 gift card, because I've seen this, right? Because you got good grades, then you got your battle pass and you want your good reward. So you just feel like you have to keep logging back in.
You're gonna lose out. I even with the free games, I've been through stuff like that, because like you play. Okay, I'm gonna go gay again. You play like bakery games and stuff like that, and
It's
like
the same.
it tells you like you have an hour. You have
Yeah.
to come back. Then your cake is gonna be done.
I'm not gonna lie.
But you have to make sure that in an hour you have to go back.
But Snapchat is doing the same with the streaks. I
Yeah,
don't
there you
have
go.
Snapchat.
It's true.
But all these kids, all these
Wait,
50-year-old
what?
Snapchat,
Streaks.
they tell
Oh,
me about
streaks, yeah, yeah,
streaks.
okay.
Yeah, but I'm mad at him because I don't even know what
I
you
don't
have to
understand
do.
it. It's so
But-
annoying.
But you need to do something, and then you have the streaks. And if he hasn't replied to you in I don't know how many hours, so they
lose
use
the
the
streak.
same
It's so annoying.
strategy so you stay in their world.
Yeah.
That's what they want. For them. It's all about money. It's not. They're not. They want
don't
you
care.
to be addicted, but they won't say it.
They
They don't
just
care.
need you to
I-
stay on
they
their
need
app.
you to stay.
I
as
also
long
think
as
it's-
possible.
I
It's
also-
the
I also
same
think
as a
it's-
casino. They need you
They
to
need
stay.
you to stay. Just play,
Yeah.
play. You're almost there. Just keep on going.
Yeah, just
I do
with
think
one more
it's a-
coin.
I do think it's a little bit more like validation. You know,
Yeah.
like, oh, me and Shark, we have this much streak more than you. Oh,
Yeah.
I bought this Game Pass. Now
Yeah.
I have this outfit. You don't have it because I'm cool, guys. I think it's also like validation
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It really is.
Yeah,
like
it's
even like
part of it.
and
I feel it's part of it.
The streaks in Snapchat is.
Yeah.
It's a sign that we're friends, not that you helped me when my parents got into this huge divorce and you were there to talk to me about it and listen to me. That's not friendship. The streaks.
Yeah.
The fact that you press the button or send
No,
me
you have to send them a
send
snap
them-
with
send
an
them a
S in
snap.
it. And
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I never liked streaks. But last
I don't
example,
even use
I don't even have
Snapchat.
I'll let
I
you
don't
keep-
even have it.
Snapchat is for dirty stuff.
I mean, honestly, that's what I got for in the beginning. But now, I mean, I only use it. I only still have it only because of my sister. Like she always communicates me through Snapchat. I'm like, I even have notifications turned. Like I don't care about it. I just open it up. Okay, she sent me something.
Yeah, it's not.
I
They
reply.
don't use WhatsApp.
Pero
No?
Sam,
No.
Sam
Sometimes.
Tripagoski.
Yeah, but it's the Snapchat is the thing.
Yeah, because he wants to record stuff and like show me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like look at this. Me, the game that I still play when I can is FIFA, right?
Yeah.
Turing ko itong FIFA, yeah, basta.
What's that? Kaya ting 3,000 florin sa casa.
No, no.
PlayStation 5.
Yeah, he's
No,
got
no.
money.
The guy got a good.
Sir.
Yo,
Sir.
listen to this, by the way. Off the record, no? Off the record.
Como comienza, hermano, G.
My girlfriend's cousin, his grades came back really bad, so his mom took away the PS5 for like 6 months until the next report, and if he
PS5?
gets good, yeah. So since it was like in a box, I was like, yo, I can look after it. I can look after it for
That's
you.
why you have it?
That's why I had it.
Oh.
So
Kinda like a
I can
dog.
look after it for you, right? And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I had a PS5 there. I was like,
Damn.
I'm gaming, right? these past 6 months on a
Look
PS5.
at me, guys.
Then I get a call at 9 p.m. and she's like, guess who got the best grades of the fucking class? I was like, yo, he can't do that, man. He even had like a certificate that was like best student of blah, blah, blah. So they took it back. I don't got it no more.
No?
No.
Damn.
But
Poor
just,
thing.
yeah, me, you mean, or
I'm
the
happy
kid?
for him.
Yeah.
Poor thing for you.
Yeah.
The point that I was getting to, since I do play FIFA, which is just football, on the PlayStation, an article was leaked that the programmers discovered the ratio of times you can win and lose that make you want to keep playing. Because if you win too much, a game is too easy,
Yeah.
and then you get,
get bored.
And if you lose too much, you get stressed out and you log off. So the game is programmed that if you play a match and the game detects that you won 2 matches, it pairs you up with someone that you have no chance of losing or of winning to.
Winning.
And even if you're playing good, they will lower like the probability of all your shots
What?
going in and everything. So you never have like a 4 or 5
It's
game win
true.
streak. So they keep you in the balance of I just lost, but then you win again, so you keep online. Like they have all these strategies just to keep you
all
hooked.
scientific.
Angry Birds does that too.
Really?
Sorry, me again with these things. Yeah, they do that,
That's like
but they
10 years
show
ago.
you, like Candy Crush, all of them, they do that. They show you, they're like, okay, the small bubbles are like the easy ones, and then the big one is like, okay, it's gonna be a challenge now. FYI.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's
there
what
you
it
go.
Like, so we can agree that, like, do you think if somebody plays 10 hours, it's a hair, relax.
It's okay.
If somebody plays 10 hours a day, is that bad? Yes or no?
If you're 14-year-old, it's bad.
But what if you're somebody who plays professional or wants to be professional in
Oh,
gaming?
but if that's a
That's
way
a
of you,
different
wi-
situation.
No, but I mean, you're still playing hours a day. Like, so,
But that's your job.
Okay, no,
It's
okay,
your
but
job.
like, I'm
But
I'm
streamers
speaking-
play like 16 hours
No,
or
I know,
like
I know.
18 hours or something.
What I'm talking about is, what if it's someone that, I want to become a professional player. I want to put in the time.
Yeah.
I want to put in 10 hours a day to get better.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. But then would you see it as somebody who's like, oh, you have an addiction problem?
I mean, if it's my kid, I would
If
say
it's
it's
with
not
a
a way to make money, make a
Yeah.
living, but
Whoa,
I mean,
people
yeah,
are making
I know.
millions
I
of
just told you if
dollars.
it was my kid. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a dream a parent has for the kid.
Yeah.
For them to be.
I think it's because they don't
streamer.
understand.
No, they don't understand. But I mean, it's what I told him last week was if things stop you of reaching your goals, it's a problem.
Yeah.
If your goal is to be a professional streamer,
Okay.
it's a different ball game. But if your goal is to go to Holland and study and be an
Okay.
architect, and you're leaving all that behind
Because you're
just
playing
just to
10
play a
hours a
game,
day.
then it's a problem. I mean, if you have a 9 to 5 and you show up at work and you're one of the best workers, and the weekend on Saturday and Sunday you spend 10 hours a day playing a game, what's the problem?
That's a
healthy.
different situation.
That's a different situation. It's not that it's healthy, but it's not unhealthy. It's healthier to go run or to go socialize with your friends. That's much more healthier, but it's still not a problem as long as you show up to work and do your job.
Do everything
And
in the
you're
real world.
getting
Yeah.
that social.
Yeah.
You're busy around people. You're getting fresh air. You're outside
Yeah.
doing something when you go to work. So it's not like you're stuck in that same room inhaling
Yeah.
the same spitty scents.
And
ugh.
gaming it can be relaxing.
Yeah.
I mean, you can use it to just
I used to
relax.
use game as an outlet, just log off from the world. Just,
Yeah. It's not
Because
my
Is
thing.
gaming relaxing for
It's
real?
not my thing,
It-
but I get it. I get it.
I,
I
Not
get
if
it.
you play
I
FIFA
used to
now.
be, yeah.
I get intense.
Now I go
like-
drinking.
No, I get it though. It's not my thing. I never was into gaming, but I get the satisfaction it can give somebody.
And it's kind of like an escape, you know?
It's intense. I don't like
But
it.
what's your
Yeah,
thing?
it's not an escape.
What do you do to relax?
To relax?
Yeah.
Charlie?
I'm sorry, you ain't ready for this.
Go
Ready
ahead.
for this.
Go
I
ahead.
have
Listen,
fun with...
I've heard multiple things. Go ahead, Shark. Do your thing.
I don't know. I don't think I have an
Be honest.
addiction to anything. I just like to
Please.
jerk off every night.
What?
That's it.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Intro to
Now
the
he's
next
bringing
topic.
it like, excuse
That's
me.
Not a, that's not a,
Does
that's
it
not
go on for hours? Or is it this one pump?
not hours.
Hey, that's a good question.
Not
Is it-
hours. Minutes,
Hey,
hours.
I like how you comment this. That was a good question. That was your own question, dude. but actually,
I kept it clean.
No, but let's jump into pornography then.
I don't think. I
All
don't,
your fault.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Look,
Shark is all about sex.
I don't think hours.
Yeah.
I don't even think I take up to an hour. Maybe
Yeah.
like 30 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah, and every night.
Yes.
So who are you hurting with that?
Nobody. That's
Yeah.
why I say I don't have an addiction.
No,
I don't think I have an addiction.
either.
No.
He takes it, but I don't think.
No.
I don't think so.
I'm curious. Look, 'cause I'm like kind of the same. I thought I was like, I'm stuttering. What the
No,
fuck?
I don't think I'm gonna.
I thought I was the addiction. Sometimes I'm like, damn, it's been like
This is the
30
no
minutes.
filter
I got
part.
some work to do. I'm like, but I need to finish this. I'm already halfway
Yeah,
there,
I
you
mean,
know?
if
No, but I mean you're already started. Like
Yeah,
go
you
ahead,
have to
go ahead.
finish it.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like some people are just like, quick 5 minute bump. All right, let's continue.
But it's
the
not
day.
like I'm like thinking about like I'm talking to y'all right now and be like, oh, I'm gonna jerk off so good when I'm done with this in the car. Like no.
I'm gonna love myself.
Yeah, like oh, like look at me just doing this. No.
Sam, question though. That night that we went out with Petit, where the idea sparked to make the episode, right? That he
Yeah.
challenged both you and me to do the nofap. I guess you broke it.
Yeah,
right?
I did.
I
Are
suppose.
you still on it?
What?
Are you still on
I
it?
broke it like a bit over 24 hours after. So the both of
No,
you. broke it.
backstory was a bit, after what was it? Oh, our episode.
Here.
Yeah, the Petit guys go watch the Petit episode. It's
Yeah,
really
so
funny.
that was you guys recorded on
Yeah.
what was it, Thursday?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no. Was it
a
Monday?
Thursday.
Thursday?
No, it was a
It
Thursday.
don't matter what day it was. All I remember is like after the three of us went to drink at Apotheke, and then somehow we were joking because we're like, your girlfriend probably think like you're out with the boys and girls party. Meanwhile, we're sitting at the bar talking about masturbation and like, is it unhealthy? Is it good? And Petit goes deep into this conversation.
way deep.
He's read books.
Like what? Like he's gone. He has this longest was like 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without jerking off.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
I would
then
never.
for some reason we're like, you know what? All right, let's.
Yeah, he
I'm
challenged
up-
us. He was like,
I'm
yo,
up
I
for the
challenge you to do it.
I held on for 8 days. Now I was like, bro.
That's really
Listen, I'm already.
long.
Hey, you kidding me?
Yeah, I would never. I'm sorry.
Bro, I was like a water hole. Like
But
a
he feels
front
better
whip.
without masturbating. He feels he has more energy,
Energy.
more stamina.
To be
he
honest,
feels like he's
yeah,
more
it's
focused on
true.
reaching his goals.
I've dealt with guys that told me that like they're on that.
Yeah, but he was. I mean, you
I
guys
blocked
do it
them,
one-
but it was cute.
yeah, but I mean, you do it once a day,
night,
once
yeah.
a night. He did it for I don't know how many times a day. So then you have a problem. If it keeps you from reaching your goals, living your life,
Yeah.
being the guy you normally are, then it's a problem. But if you at night before you go to sleep you masturbate, why? I mean, if it feels good, do it. You're not
Exactly.
hurting anybody.
This is probably.
Sometimes in the morning again, and then on my off days it's like 3 times sometimes. But it's not an addiction. I'm just saying still.
The thing I was
I-
thinking.
I used to
about-
say the
Because
same
look,
thing.
okay, let me just
Wait.
explain real quick. Real
3
quick.
times a day is not an addiction.
Okay,
Let's ask
wait,
him. I
wait,
don't
no.
know.
Let me just explain real quick. At night, it takes long. I don't know about y'all. It takes long to find a good movie. like a good scene. Like, what do you want to watch? So finally, you find it, and it's going so good, and then
Okay, wait, stop right there.
You reach.
Stop right. Like, you're looking for a good. What do you only look up like gay porn, right?
Yeah.
It's like one specific thing. Like for guys, you have so many other options.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
First of all, fuck off. Okay, we have categories too. Shut the hell up. We have black, BBL. We got it all.
Okay,
so
okay,
thank you
sorry.
very much.
I'm
be
sorry.
sorry.
What's
Be
BBL?
sorry.
What's BBL?
Zones to
Big
it. Zones
black.
to it.
BBL, big.
BBC and all of these
BBC.
nastiness. We got it too.
is
When,
BBL
when there's a B
BBL
in it,
thing?
it's
What's
big and
BBL?
black.
Yeah.
2 B's is big
Okay,
and black.
but
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
Then
so
there's
Don't
you
ask me.
find you find a movie, you watch it, and it doesn't end, but you already came.
Do you skip
I
through?
saved
Or the
that
other way
shit till the
around.
morning. I'm sorry. I'm gonna watch that thing
Hey,
back.
to be continued.
I'm gonna watch that thing back. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be late for
Wait,
work.
so
sorry.
if there's like, so if there's a scene, you would just like watch the whole scene to begin, like it's a movie, or do you just skip to the good parts?
Sometimes it depends on
I
how
just
good
skip
the
to the
scene.
good parts.
Like if the guys look
Yeah,
really
that's
good,
such a
I'll
guy
watch the whole thing.
It's such a guy thing to skip to the good part.
Yeah.
I skip to the good parts most of the time, but sometimes I'm in the mood for movies. Like, cause I like homemade porn.
do you-
but
okay.
sometimes I like to watch like the professional ones from men.com.
Do you have like multiple? Do you have multiple tabs open?
100%. 100%. It's crazy.
Yo, last time we were at Alfie's for your birthday, and he was gonna show me something. He was like, oh, that's for porn.
porn.
That's right.
Yeah,
I think,
100%.
I think that happened to me last week. Remember at the show we were about to record, and I opened it.
Look,
I'm like,
open it on it. It's like already. I was already watching it. Look at my porn.
Whoa!
It's crazy. Like,
Bro.
it's not even normal.
That's like
I get
10
in.
tabs open.
It's way more than 10.
more than
It's
10.
39. Good movies. It's not my fault. Y'all doing
Listen,
good, guys.
yeah,
Keep
but,
ahead.
but if you
Listen.
find one, I mean,
Yeah, but the thing is, I find one and I'm like, I like this category.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
and then you go
yeah.
search
And then
it.
I keep
Yeah.
going like in different. I'm like, oh, I don't want to lose
Yeah.
this one, so I'm gonna keep this
this
tab
one,
and,
and
I'm
then
gonna use
open
a
a
new
new
tab.
tab.
And I like look
But
at the
do you
other
feel
one.
in the morning when you wake up and you had this fantastic night with yourself in the porn? Do you feel?
And Charlie,
do
thank you.
Who?
Charlie.
His dog.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say
a
that.
dog. He's a very.
Okay, who's
He
Charlie?
behaves.
Who's
It's
Charlie?
my dildo.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, and you wake up though in the morning and Charlie's laying there and
Charlie's not laying there. He's already clean. No, he's put away.
he's smoking a cigarette.
Look at you.
But if,
Good
He's
morning,
trolling me
Sharky.
right
But
now.
Good
no,
morning,
but
Sharky.
how do you feel in the morning? Do you feel like you had
Unfinished
this
business?
rough- yeah, no more of, like, tired and this rough.
No, I
sexual
wake up
night and-
fantastic.
Yeah, okay, then it's
I wake
not a
up
problem.
good and we ready for the next. Like
Yeah.
I take a shower, do all of that, and then I'm like, I still got some time.
Yeah.
Quick.
But some people they feel like they're drained after. They feel like they have no energy and
Only when you just come, I feel like that. Like then
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm exhausted.
I mean, is that why you do it at night? Because you do that and then just
To
go
help
straight
sleep.
to bed, right?
Yeah,
it helps you sleep.
sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
I sleep
and
so
what's the
good.
problem of that? I
Nothing.
don't get the if you're not hurting anyone and you're not hurting yourself, and you're not withholding yourself from reaching goals you have in life. You're
Amen.
not you didn't forget your mom's birthday. You did not go. You did not show up at your mom's birthday because you were masturbating. You're not leaving your friends hanging. You're
Just
not
late for work, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
It's always, oh, damn, guys, I'm sorry, traffic.
was that the problem? Let him smell your hand.
No, I'll do that. Whoa!
Oh, it's no filter, right?
I like it. I like it.
It's no filter. I asked to be on no filter.
This
Not
is
smell
this
your
is probably
hand.
this is,
Hell no, man. What the
Not
fuck?
smell your hand.
this is probably not the best way to do this transition. But guys, this show is brought to you by Roma Trading.
Oh, they're
Guys.
happy with us.
Yeah. No, listen. I like these companies because they support the show no matter what the topic is. It's fun, it's engaging.
Yeah.
So big shout out to Roma Trading and Gianni's group.
Ow.
Roma Trading, guys. It's the holidays, and look at Johnny's enjoying his Old Par right now. We are giving away a bottle of Old Par or a bottle of Buchanan 12 or Buchanas, however you want to say it. If you want to win these bottles, guys, all you have to do is right now grab your phone as I'm talking. Grab your phone. Here you go, Shark. Go on Instagram. Look up No Filter in Paradise. There's a picture of the four of us. All you have to do is double tap that picture, like it, tag 3 of your friends. You want to share this beautiful alcoholic beverage for the holidays, and you have to be following No Filter. You do those 3 steps. Every single Friday, at 8 p.m., we pick a winner, and then we DM the winners. and you guys come to the studio and pick up your bottles, all right? And also, we'll do Gianni's right away. When you're watching this, let me catch your breath there. Woo! You want to do it?
It's okay.
God damn it. Guys, also, you're watching this on Facebook right now, so all you got to do, if you share this video, you participate in a chance to win two people will win one voucher, 75 florins worth. Go to Gianni's restaurant, Asia, Daniel's Steakhouse, Garden Fresh, Amore Mio, Azzurro, all that good stuff. Yeah?
Beach bar also.
And Beach Bar. I was like,
I'm
I'm forgetting one. Which one is it? Guys, if you share this video on Facebook, you can win a voucher to go enjoy at any of those restaurants. Also, Asia has their New Year's party. If you've been to the bonsai parties, if you've been to the brunch parties at Asia, they are having for the first time their New Year's party. Go on Asia's Instagram account, and you'll find all the information there. Also, Gianni's group is doing 12 days of giveaway. So for 12 days, starting December 13, they are doing 12 days of giveaway. Go on their Facebook, Gianni's group. You'll find all the information over there and get a chance to win some nice little prizes. Have you had their gelatissimo already at the bus?
I went a few days ago.
Where?
Right outside Gianni's, the big bus.
You've been there?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I got the ice cream from, how do you call that, the Ferrero Rocher thing?
Yeah, the Ferrero Rocher. No, I like the pistachio. That's really, really good, guys. So,
I'm not a pistachio fan.
I mean, I wasn't either until I just had a sample. I was like, damn, it's good. So,
I'm gonna try it.
guys, they have a special right now. Well, not special, but it's more like a Christmas theme kind of ice cream. So all the cones are gonna be like red and green for kind of like the Christmas Grinch vibe.
I never use cones. I'm gonna try
I love cones. That's with vanilla ice cream. I know it's very basic, but like vanilla ice cream. I know you're gonna say you're like, oh, you're so basic.
It's more about the cone.
It is
Yeah.
like it's so crunchy and stuff. Anyways, guys, go on Instagram, follow No Filter, win a bottle, share this video on Facebook, and win a voucher. You can go enjoy some food. Now back to this very pornographic jerking offing episode. I don't know how we got in so deep into jerking off, but like, yeah.
It's the best thing
What's the
ever.
longest you've ever been without jerking off?
3 days,
Damn.
maybe.
That's for some people a record. I mean, it's
Yeah.
good.
That's long. That's
Yeah.
long.
I don't know. I don't know what's my longest. Like all I can think of is the 8 days.
8 days.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Maybe I've done it for longer. I just maybe haven't real. You know what the thing is? I think
you were a virgin before you were 18. So I mean, you said it numerous times. Did you jerk off a lot then?
I like it. They sort of like well, I kind of felt judged for a second.
No,
but it's
it's,
okay.
I was the same.
I'm kidding. I'm
the
kidding.
same.
No, I just didn't care. Like there's.
I judge.
I know
It's
you
okay.
judge all the time. But what was your question?
What's your record?
Like, did you
Jerk off before?
a lot
Oh
before that?
yeah. I think right now I probably am more than normal, only because my girlfriend is abroad. So I'm like, if she was here, like I'll be having sex, I probably would not care about jerking off.
Yeah.
But because I have the urge, I'm like, oh, just go take a shower, a very long shower, and then like start my day nice and fresh.
You jerk off in the shower?
Shower, bedroom.
Closet.
Whoa.
Damn.
I'm just.
Are you speaking from
fantasizing.
experience or like?
I don't know what I
I'm
want to
like,
do.
like you get turned up by fabric. Oh my god, this fabric
Well,
though.
I'm like 40.
100%
I'm
cotton.
married. I can go for months without jerking off. My kids, 2 and 6. I mean, I'm tired.
Yeah.
When it's like.
Like, why are you checking him?
But I can't even. I can't even read anymore. If I go read a book, I used to read a lot. You can ask my mom; she was always reading. I can't even read anymore because as soon as I take the book, I fall asleep.
Yeah.
My son is 2, and he wakes me up 3-4 times a night sometimes, and the last thing you just want to go to bed. And
So I can't have kids?
but I mean, my wife is laying right next to me. If I want some, I can get some. That
Yeah.
have to be nice and stuff like that.
If she's not tired.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I think
find
both-
one that's not.
I am not trying.
That's why it's gay.
So like, what makes
You just call me it? No, I'm just playing. It's okay.
what makes damn, like what exactly is a pornography addiction? Like, at what point are you gonna be like, damn, dude, you're addicted to
No,
porn?
the point where you leave stuff,
Like your regular day
your
stuff?
responsibilities, and you prefer doing that. I mean, and it's the same effect. Is the kick you get out of the orgasm, that wants you orgasm more, and you want to go and keep looking and keep masturbating and keep looking and keep masturbating.
Bro,
But it's only a problem when you leave stuff that's important to you and for your life and to pay your bills and stuff like that. Then it's a problem. I mean, if you masturbate 3 times a day, every day for your whole life, I mean, you're not hurting anyone. If you have to leave a really important meeting in which you have to really sell yourself because you have to go to the bathroom and masturbate for 5 minutes and then come back,
Bro,
then it's a problem.
that is a
But people
problem.
do that. People do that. I mean, people leave stuff that is important to them because they prefer doing that than
they leave their job, go to the
leave
bathroom,
the job, leave their pareja, leave their
in the hotel bathroom or something.
So now, professionally, how do you stop an addiction? Like, especially like a porn addiction.
but
like
it's
that.
a good
because it's
question.
not normal and like it's not something easy to say. Like, okay, just switch it off. How do you do that?
Yeah,
like,
that's a good question.
The biggest problem is that you have to, for therapy to work, you have to stop doing what you're doing. With every addiction. So with every addiction is like that. For me, for therapy to really set in and make you want to change your behavior, you have to stop masturbating for days, weeks, and months. And you'll have, I mean, you have.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I want to die.
No, but because,
I don't
why?
think you have an
Because
addiction, though,
if you're having therapy and you keep getting the dopamine effect in your head, that the reward feeling, it's strobabo, it will English.
It hinders you.
It hinders you to really catch up on what you're doing. And what we try to do in psychology, but even psychiatrists, is we try to analyze what behavior is causing the problem, and what emotions and thoughts are connected to that behavior that makes you want to keep doing that behavior. Because all of our behavior is triggered by emotions and thoughts. And they influence each other. Your behavior influences your thoughts, your thoughts influence your emotions influence your behavior, and it keeps on going like that. And
So you just got to break the cycle at some point.
we need to stop break the cycle. You have to
difficult.
understand
I think
why
it's
you're
hard.
doing
It's
it.
difficult.
Hard.
Yeah,
It's difficult.
That's why addiction is one of the most difficult problem behavior to stop. Because
is.
it's the effect. There's nothing else that gives you the same
The
effect
happy
than that.
feeling, yeah.
That's why we don't talk about addiction. Once addicted, always addicted.
That's why, because the relapse.
Yeah, some
'cause-
I was addicted. No, you're still addicted.
You just have better
You just
control.
stopped. Yeah, I met this guy. He was clean on alcohol for 40 years. He thought he could have one drink. He had the one drink, and it was 20 years of hell again.
Well,
and he had
try-
to start all over.
Sorry, you're gonna be jerking off for the rest of your life.
No, I already have that in plan. It's okay. But this is a bit off topic from like porn and stuff like that. But can somebody be addicted to work, like
Yeah.
to their jobs? Because I feel like where I work, I feel like I know people who like they're obsessed with like making sure everything is done. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand like you have control of like
Yeah.
making sure you want to get your job done, but if it's to a point you're like your family, all of that becomes secondary.
Yeah.
How does that person like stop?
Yeah. The question is if they're addicted or they're perfectionists,
Yeah.
and that's a different thing.
I feel like it's a very thin line.
Yeah,
though.
it is,
and
it
I
is,
feel
it
like
is, it is.
like if these people don't get like the correct
Yeah.
guidance, I
Yeah.
feel like
The problem is, what I try to do as a psychologist is figure out what happens or what do you think that happens when you did not meet your own expectations. So if your goal is to to sell 2 condos a week, what happens in your head? What do you believe that happens when you don't meet that expectations? And usually they bring it back to fear of dying, but it's not. That's not realistico. It's not realistic, and that's the problem with the working addiction, is that they make themselves believe that if they don't meet a target, then people will think that they not sirve nada. They're not. Yeah, and that part you have to make them believe. You have to try and turn that thought around. That it's not about you not sirve nada. It's about you just didn't meet a goal. You're not perfect.
You just beat yourself up for it.
For nothing, and for things that are not really that
Mario's
important.
looking at me like,
What? I'm sorry.
No.
Sorry for what? No, I'm just working
Like,
at temp, you know?
I feel like we're agreeing something. I feel like I sometimes have that. Like when
Yeah?
when I don't do something, like I need to do this week, and I don't do it, I'm like, tell me what. un pendejo guy. Digo,
Yeah.
"Bueno, así."
Yeah.
Failure. Like you beat
Yeah,
yourself
I
up
beat
way too
myself.
much.
I beat myself up a lot.
People think it's
And then-
about
and then it puts
everybody
me-
else. What he would he think of me? It's mostly about what you think of yourself.
Yeah.
And that
Habla.
failure,
Yeah.
you don't want to fill your own expectations.
Correct.
And then you make it about but if I think that about me, other people will think that about me also. But
That
it's
is
more about you.
so
than,
funny because that's something I feel like not that I'm going through, but I've been through that before. And sometimes I feel like when I don't hit certain expectations, I get pissed at myself and it demotivates me. And then I end up failing again and again. And I get in such a deep hole that I will just disappear. Like sometimes I even text you.
I was
I
about
like, yo,
to say.
Shark, like, I'm in a dip right now.
Yeah.
Like, even my girl, like, yo, I'm in a dip. Even, like, probably today, a little bit this morning, like, I started off the wrong way. And it puts me in a dip, and I'm like, fuck, it's affected my whole day. Now I'm sitting here, I'm like, dude, you were pissed off or mad for nothing.
For
You
stupid
wasted
shit.
your whole day. Now you didn't hit these goals. And it's a setback, you know?
It's like the whole world crashing down on you,
Yeah.
but the whole world isn't busy with.
They don't
what
give
you're
a, they
doing.
don't
care.
They don't care about you or
No.
you or you. It's just, it's in your own head
Yeah.
telling yourself, like, oh, probablemente Mauro te quiere ver un câncer, the Shark te quiere ver decente, John te quiere ver
It's kind of narcissistic because you're
Yeah.
thinking that the whole world is focusing on what you're doing today.
Yeah.
But they're not.
Yeah,
I
I think it's always like a whole social media thing because it's all about validation and like sometimes maybe these people, like for example, these perfectionists, they work so hard because maybe they want that validation. Like, hey, Shark, bom trabajo hoy, but like, that's my dopamine. And if they don't get it, they're like,
And what they don't realize is that they become not approachable to other people. Because when I worked in Holland, I had this phase in which I was acting the perfect psychologist all the time. Nothing scared me. I could do anything, and I knew everything. and the problem was that people that had they were vulnerable and they were like, I don't know how to do something. They didn't come to me because they thought, oh, he knows everything and he thinks he knows and he does everything and it's nothing scares him. And you become so not approachable. And when I started showing people my vulnerable side that I didn't know everything, I was much more approachable and people did start come up to me for advice. And when I wasn't that approachable, they didn't come to me for advice because they thought, oh, here he comes, he's scared of nothing.
Yeah.
But that's not normal, not being scared of anything. We all have things that scare us.
100%.
The thing is facing that fear and try to overcome it in a realistic and healthy way. And don't beat yourself up because you didn't reach this one goal and forgetting the 99 you reached before that. And that's what we do.
I feel like a big part of it also is people put so much weight on people that they look up to.
Yeah.
And they want to be like, okay, like, look, Rihanna did this. I need to want to have to do this too. I want to do that. I want to accomplish this. I
Yeah.
want to do that. And then you kill yourself to do. But you have to understand that the work she put in and the team that she has behind her and
Yeah.
you on your own, like it's
Yeah.
it's not comparable. So you can't have the same
Yeah.
goals as this person that you look up to. And people take social media
Yeah.
so to heart, like they really go crazy for
Crazy.
how they want to become these
Yeah.
things, and it's like you lose so much track in like, yo,
And
it's not that
they don't see
serious.
Rihanna struggle. Because we know
only see
Rihanna
the
because
glamour.
she's famous. But we didn't see when she was struggling, when she got booed off stage. Because I'm sure she did.
She probably didn't. Don't say that for Rihanna.
I can't say that. But I mean,
Not
most,
Rihanna.
most
The
of
other
it-
other
Britney
artists, yeah.
Spears, you-
yeah,
yeah.
give it to them. They probably got booed. Not Rihanna ever.
Give it to them.
careful,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah, sorry, not my Riri.
No, but I mean, but she struggled too, and she's not happy all the time.
Yeah.
She struggles. She had her moments that she wasn't happy with herself.
And that's why I feel like you have
We
to
dehumanize them.
That's the problem, and that's why a lot of the times, like I try to like express with like the little followers that you do have, and just say like, I'm not feeling good today,
Yeah.
or like I'm like
And it's
show them
okay.
the real side of like the shit that you really go
And
through,
it's
and not
okay.
like. Because I tell people a lot of the time to like, oh my God, you look so fun. Like I
Yeah.
want to hang with you, and I'm like,
I'm not fun all the
this
time.
isn't all. This is all the time.
Listen.
Like I have my depressive moments
It's a show.
sometimes. I have my shit when I'm like go, and I don't have time to like post
Yeah.
anything and like, you know. So you just have to be like, look, there's like an ugly side
Yeah.
also.
I once had this one patient who was this 40-year-old guy, and he was this irritating guy, and I had a foul mood and I had a headache, and he came to me and I told him, not today. He said, why? I'm not in the mood. I have a headache. If we go to therapy today, we'll have a big fight, and it won't be your fault. It's just because I don't have the patience for you today. And he left with this crazy with crazy eyes, like, what did I just tell him? And I felt really bad. The next day I made a new appointment. The next day he came and he said, thank you. I said, why? He said, you were the first guy to just tell me the truth, that it wasn't about me, it was about you, that you had a bad day. And because all of them, when they have a bad day, they make me feel like I'm the one that caused the problem. But it's I can have a bad day too. I'm usually smiling. I'm usually smiling all the time. People say that about me all the time, but I also have my bad days. But if you tell people, you dehumanize yourself. You humanize yourself. Yeah. You show people that I have feelings too.
Real.
Not because I'm a psychologist, I know all these things. I'm not perfect.
Habla.
I don't know
That's
everything.
true.
Prat.
Yeah,
I
and
feel like
people,
I kind of went through the same shit this morning.
and in Aruba, where we don't speak about our emotions.
Everybody is too
about our-
macho.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
the bone, so I keep a sabo.
Yes.
And I feel like you have that low key. Not in that way.
You know
I
what?
like the
Like
low key.
in the way of, if I look at your Instagram, you look
Always
super
happy.
jolly, happy, lit. Like you're like always on the go.
Yeah.
Knowing you personally, there's a lot of struggles that you go through and like things you don't express.
Because I feel like it comes back to the whole perfectionist part. Like I'm trying to reach a goal with myself, for myself.
Yeah.
And sometimes whenever I'm down and feel, I always reach out to you or reach out to Tori. Tori's my girlfriend. I reach out to her. That's why, like what you said earlier today, is like I was in a bad mood and I was FaceTiming Tori and I was like, listen, she was like irritated because the way I was acting. I was like, listen, I need to go to the gym. I wasn't even going to the gym. I need to go to the gym. I just need to hang up. I did go to the gym afterwards, but and then I texted her like, listen, I'm sorry, like I'm just having a bad day. Like if I kept talking to you, I would have been aggressive. Like
Yeah.
aggressive, but like, oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, shut up.
would've
man.
gone bad.
Yeah, so I was like, let's just stop here and then like I'll call you later tonight.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, that's fine. You know, hope you have a great day, whatever. But like, that's what I mean. Like people, usually I think people won't do that. What I just did is like they won't express themselves like, hey, sure, I'm having a bad day or whatever. But what he was saying is people will see me like it's like, hey, let's go, bangkaki, let's go, hey,
Yeah.
not people like, but like super jolly.
Yeah.
Like only like you, even Mauro sometimes I'll go to his house and chill, or my girlfriend. That's the only like few people that are like sad. I'm having a bad day. Like I need a dip. I need like a little bit of a pep talk right now.
Yeah.
And then like I just get back into the mindset, and then like.
Yeah,
keep
it's a
going
whole
forward.
show we put on
It
for
is.
people. We
But it's
put on
also I
shows.
beat myself up because I know I have goals that I want to accomplish, and then if something gets in my way and I can't fix it, I just stay on and like I need
Yeah.
to fix this issue.
But then you lose
fuck
track
that.
about what's important in life.
I always try to tell myself, I'm like, look, if it's out of my reach, I can't fix it physically, I'm done with it. Like, it is what it is. Find a different way.
Well, I mean, I know I can fix it, but it's just a situation. It's very delicate, you know. So
I'm sorry. Like, there's too many things that are way too precious. I
true. I mean-
can't focus that hard on one thing
Yeah.
that is going bad. Like, there is a reason it's going bad, and I feel like I either have to look for a different way to fix it,
yeah.
or let it go. It's just not for me.
But
I
he
have to
feels
find a
like
different way.
he's the reason why it's going bad.
That's
And that's
why.
the difference.
That's
Yeah.
why. It's
Yeah.
like mental. Like,
You can make it up. There's situation, the situation it is not going good, but he makes it about himself.
Yeah.
But at least you taught yourself to be honest about it with
Yeah.
a few.
I'm aware
people
of
that-
it, you
I mean,
know?
you don't have to. I mean, people think that it's healthy to break down and crying whenever you're feeling sad. I mean, if you have an exam. You cannot break down and crying during an exam. You have to. Timing is also something, but you have to have 2 or 3 people in your life that you can break down to. And if you have that, and if you use them, and if you're honest with them, it's good. You cannot break down and cry in front of everybody all the time. I mean, that would be crazy.
Thank you. Because then we're creating these emotional beasts. Like that people just
Yeah,
think
why?
you can just go around crying everywhere. No.
Yeah, and I mean,
wake up.
That
the
emotion,
club, what are you
that
doing?
that
No.
emotion, showing that emotion is also about trust, and you show that emotion to people you know you can trust with that emotion, with that information. And if you give everybody the trust with your information, that's not a healthy thing. I mean, they'll start talking and doing, and before you know it, you have this whole name or other stuff that you're not happy about. Your emotions is good. Show them good, but show them to people you know you can trust with those emotions.
Just to add on that also, you don't also want to exhaust these people that you can cry to either.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
I'm working on my positive energy and I know that every time you call me it's going to be to cry, eventually you're fucking me up
Yeah.
psychologically. Like I don't want to answer the phone.
Facts.
But I'm also scared. Like if I don't answer, something's gonna go wrong.
Yeah.
And
I had this.
it's gonna be your.
Yeah.
It's gonna
I
be
have
my fault.
that.
I could have helped.
I have that
but
with 2 friends. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you.
But
Sometimes
it's
they call me. I
draining.
see. I'm like, fuck. Wait, what time is it? Okay, it's only 1 p.m. Okay, I got a few more hours. I can call her back. If it was like 3 in the morning, I would pick up right away. You know,
Yeah.
like, why the fuck are you calling me at this hour? Like something's wrong. But like if it's like 1 p.m., I'll be like, I'll just call you later because I'm in a good mood right now and I don't have time for this shit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
for your
draining sometimes.
baggage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's only so much you can take, man.
Yeah, and you can be reserved about that. You don't have to show everybody. I was talking to this girl today, 15 years old, and he was like my boyfriend. He was mad at me because I didn't tell him what was going on with me inside my head and stuff like that. And she was like, yeah, and I felt bad about it. I said, don't. You'll tell him when you're ready.
Yeah.
And
Plus, you're 15. Why do you have a boyfriend? Like,
Yeah,
get out of here.
Normal.
Yeah, at least why not?
What if your daughter was 14 and she had a boyfriend?
I mean, we can have rules and boundaries. You can have a boyfriend that's cool. You don't necessarily have to bring him home or her. I don't
mean,
know.
they can do things at schools.
But
Yeah,
like-
I mean,
but like, what if like,
there's,
hey,
there's a place and a time for everything.
like, hey, pa, may tabayan doon sa naman. Cool,
Yeah.
tal guy, 37 años, I'm just 4. Mas like, parang ko yung machete.
I'm gonna sit. No, that's gonna be a problem.
I'm gonna wear like, you said.
I mean, it's that's about trust too. I mean,
Yeah.
I have to be confident about me and my wife's ability to
Lecture.
raise her
Yeah.
and her judgment. I mean, you cannot just shut down a boy just because he's 17 or a girl just because she's 17. I mean, I have to trust in my own in my education of her that she makes good choices.
You
I
know
mean,
what? Like-
I'm gonna be a strict parent. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna shut down everything. and
Yeah.
You can't.
I feel like the way you're talking and the way you're explaining things, I mean, I don't know you that well. I literally met you like an hour and a half ago. But I feel like you have a good mindset to where you're gonna give your kids some freedom to do what they want, but still like they're gonna be brought up the right way,
Yeah.
where they can make their own decisions at 13 and be like, "Basta,
And you know what it
porque
is?
mo jodido."
I prefer them talking to me about it, and then they get
you have to
the
create that
good
environment.
information. Yeah, and
You have to
them
create
getting
it.
good information, then they hearing stuff from other 15 years
100%.
old because they don't have the experience in life that I have, that you have. I mean, everything you did, it's a new experience, and you learn from it. We were talking before the show about I know exactly what kind of girls I don't like,
Yeah.
but it was all from past relationships, and
Yeah.
I know what I don't like. But
Yeah.
what's the problem with her wanting to talk to me about it, but me creating the environment that she knows she can come to me to talk about it,
Yeah.
instead of this other 14 or 15-year-old that doesn't know about life.
100%.
The problem is in Aruba, and I mean, it's not bashing Aruba Day, but we want to dress sexy, we want to go everywhere looking sexy, but we
feel
don't
that's
want to talk
everywhere.
about sex.
But it's everywhere.
We practice it, we show it, but we don't want to talk about it. And I see with a lot of teenagers these days that they have questions, they have topics they want to talk about, but grown-up people just won't do it.
They're not ready for it.
And unfortunately,
Yeah.
they go on Google, and then there's not probably the right information for that specific age.
I go to school and talk about sex, and parents will keep their kids at home because they think I'm gonna
Wait, what?
stimulate them to have sex. I'm not gonna stimulate them to have sex. I'm gonna tell them you have to be good
Careful.
informed, and you have to know about sex. You have to be careful, and you have to I won't even talk. I'll talk to them about diseases and them being pregnant, but I'm talking also about the trust you give someone with the information of your body. I mean. I asked him, when was the last time your parents saw you naked? When this 15-year-old girl, and she told me, why isn't that? Because it's mine, it's private. Okay, when you give a boy that information, you don't give him just the information about how you look naked. You give him the information about how you smell, how you sound, how you look, how you feel, and you really have to trust somebody with that information because the people that love you the most and you love the most, you won't give that information. So why
crazy, huh?
would you just give
To a
some other
stranger.
boy or stranger this information? That's what I tell them. I don't tell them go have sex. I tell them think before you do it,
Yeah.
and really know you trust somebody. Sexting. I mean, kids will send each other.
Snapchat.
I mean, I've seen penis shot, and I mean, why would you? But it's like nothing.
Shark has something to say.
No, wait. You just have that against kids, right? Like kids.
No,
doing
grown-ups do it too.
No, of
a
course.
lot.
I'm part of it. I'm part of the
No,
grown-up.
I mean, but you're a grown-up. You know who you send that information
Okay,
to. But
okay,
a 14-year-old
okay.
that's sending a picture of his or her whatever, and but I totally trust him. He won't send it to everybody. and
That's
then
how
whole
the
world
things
has it.
leaks. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're that young, you don't have your brain is not set up yet to know what the consequences are of your actions. It's a 21-year-old brain that's equipped to do that, not a 14, 15-year-old brain, because the brain of a teenager is different than the brain of an adult person.
Yeah.
They just the part in the front of your brain regulates
Something coordinated.
behavior and regulates that you can think before you act. And teenagers just can't do that.
Some people don't have it. So.
Yeah, but it's something you develop.
Yeah.
But we know that a 15-year-old just doesn't have it.
Yeah.
And it takes time for you to develop that. And they will censor stuff out. They will do things before they think. And I trust you look like a reasonable person that you think before you act. And
For
you
the
just
most
don't.
part.
Yeah.
I was
But
gonna
you-
say, okay.
And when
Sometimes.
you're drunk, I mean,
I'm never drunk.
oh, that's good.
Only
The
on July
drunk-
27th.
Why'd you?
That's his birthday.
Yeah. And then everybody has
Or
the picture
sometimes.
of your penis.
Yeah.
What penis? I got a bussy.
What do you send when you send?
Stop. Stop.
Have you sent pictures of yourself?
Yes,
Of
you
course.
have, yes.
Why? I
To my
never have.
girlfriend.
You've never.
Oh, but she's
But
a
somebody
broad.
says, yeah.
Okay, I get that.
But also had a face, you know, like.
Oh, okay.
Like, let me
Okay.
finish.
It's like, cut this bullshit.
No, prior to my girlfriend, of course. Like, but it's girls that like I probably have slept with or something. Not that, like I just met you. Like here's a dick pic. Like no.
No.
It's like I've met her.
But people do that.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people do that.
I am
Why?
people.
yeah. Shark does it. Like
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh, he looks nice profile picture. I'm gonna. Let me know what you think.
In the gay world, it's different. Like we don't take shit that serious. Like y'all, like everything is for y'all. Is like,
How is it on? How is it on? Are you on Grinder?
yeah.
How is it there? Just like yo, what's up? Hook up.
Like people would just send you like full nudes, like boop 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 boop, boop, and it's like. You
But
look
I
good.
don't know if it's true. But is it do gay people cheat more often than heterosexual people?
I don't know if we cheat more often. I'm not a relationship person. I don't like relationships.
Because you're more loose sexually.
But
yeah.
a lot of gay couples are very much into like threesomes or like they're very much into like
Open.
open relationships
Okay.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have noticed that.
Not to ruin the convo with book talk, but the book that you gave me,
for
Man's
your
Guide to
birthday.
Women,
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah.
There it actually says that on average, gay couples are the people that have the most sex. It's because women, like, if women feel the need to have sex, it depends on so many factors,
Yeah.
right? If they're tired,
Yeah,
if they're
yeah,
stressed
yeah.
out, if they're this. With guys, it's just,
We're
it's
easy.
go time
We're horny.
anytime, you know? And
I mean, I
with
can
gay
have a
couples, it's
headache.
just-
I can be sick. When it's go time, it's go
Sex
time.
is sex.
And with women, it's the mood and everything has to be right.
I keep telling these bitches stop that shit. I keep telling them
Talk to
stop
them.
that shit.
Talk to them and give in.
Yeah, that's why the gays just taking over.
Yeah, but I mean,
Her.
if you want your man to stay, I mean, give him something
That's why I'm telling them.
regularly.
Thank you.
Because otherwise they'll go get it elsewhere.
Or, like,
regularly.
experiment, like,
I
here
don't
and
know
there,
why-
you
why
know?
did I say that? I mean, my wife's gonna kill me.
Your wife's gonna be like, I believe. Hey, by the way, deixa eu maleta, por favor. Uma pequena montada, Amanda.
No,
Cool.
she's
Oh.
okay. We've talked about this.
Thank you.
There you go. Now,
you have to talk. You have to talk about these things.
Communication
But-
is key.
Yeah.
Speaking of like couples and like whatever, if somebody's addicted to porn, let's say, and you know your partner's addicted to porn, how would you approach the situation?
That's a difficult. I mean, you have to know the person. You have to know what works and what doesn't work. I mean, I don't. But it's all about communicating. It's about, hey, listen, I feel like you have a problem. And when you're trying to give feedback, when you try, because you're giving criticism when you tell something. I believe you have an addiction.
Yeah.
You have to start with saying something positive, then breaking down what the behavior is that you were worried about, and telling them what you want to see changed. It's about this whole open thing, but you cannot say, "Abo sempre ta hasi say." No, I feel like you're on the. I get less attention because you're on the porn a lot. So it's about me and how you make me feel, and not about what you do.
Yeah.
Because then it feels like attacking.
Yeah.
So you have to tell somebody how something makes you feel.
Yeah.
And you don't use words like you always, abo sempre tá, turbiaha, because
See me at the cacao.
no, but yeah, but you feel attacked. But I mean, people that are addicted, they usually know.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, if you attacking them doesn't work. So you have to say, when somebody's watching porn a lot, I mean, I'm happy you know how the internet works, but you watching porn all day makes me feel like I'm having less sex with you, and I would like to have more sex with you. Could we make an afspraak that we'll have sex at least 3 times a day without the porno on? I mean, you have to be open. It's about that. It's if you're in a relationship, right? But you're in a relationship, right? You have to be open about the stuff that's going on. And if you're screaming all the time about him watching porno, it will only make him want to watch porno more.
Oh, what if you watch it porn because it's like whatever you're watching is more like what your fantasy is, but your girlfriend's not giving you that fantasy.
I mean, you
know
have.
what I mean?
Then maybe she's
You're not
the girl for
compatible.
you. No, but I mean,
like the change in pitch when he says stuff like that.
no, but I mean,
It's
if
true.
let's say if you're in really, if you really like getting head, blowjobs, and your girl she
Doesn't
doesn't
like
want
it.
it. She doesn't just.
You gotta
like
look
it.
for it somewhere
I
else.
mean,
She's not
the
Call
one.
Shark.
Yeah.
in 10 years, you'll look for somebody that'll give you head.
100%.
And if you like anal sex and she or
Doesn't
he
wanna
doesn't
do it,
want to do
you will
it, or she
find
doesn't want
somebody.
to give it to you, you'll find somebody.
Again,
I mean,
Call Shark.
call Shark. He'll put it up here. I mean,
Número de teléfono.
The other way around, I think.
for anal sex, call Shark.
Yeah, but I've always said that if you don't communicate with your partner and not come to an agreement, or at least talk about what my desires are and what her desires
Yeah.
are, I feel like if you don't kind of like give in to their desires
Yeah.
and like play to that fantasy, if you don't do it, I always believe that they will go and find it somewhere else.
It sounds shallow. But I mean, and maybe it is. I don't know. But it's you have to be you have to be kind of friends. But what happens in the bed is also important. I mean, do I want to be friends with you, or do I want to lust? Do I want to have lust for you?
Yeah.
And for me to be in a relationship, I need to have the lust part too, and I would love you to lust for me too, instead of just wanting to have a good conversation. I mean,
Yeah.
a good conversation is great, but I can have that with anybody, not somebody I want in my life
For a long
that
period of
part. I
time.
mean, and we don't talk about those things, but it's important.
People settle a lot, I feel like, to be in a relationship.
yeah,
They settle a lot.
Yeah,
Like
and
you give
why
up
would
a
you?
lot of stuff, or what do you mean? Or like you
You
accept
settle,
a lot
so
of
like you probably have what are your standards, but because people crave so much to be in relationships,
yeah.
they're like, I can let that go. You don't have all the factors, but you have a little bit of things. So yeah, let's do it.
That's why I say people gotta go through this. Like, I believe a majority of people need to go through like some sort of hoe phase, just to figure out what you want.
Yeah.
The kind of girls you meet, the kind of girls you sleep with, and then you narrow it down more and more
Yeah.
and more until you find like, you know, you have almost everything that I like in a girl.
But you
Or
learn
everything
more
I like in
about
a
things
guy.
that go wrong than things that go right.
And you can pick up things from the beginning, like, oh, I've been here before. I'm
Yeah.
gonna stop this now before it
Yeah.
goes even further.
I told him before, I don't like jealous women.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship with women that were jealous, and I hated myself
Same.
because I'm not a cheater. I love being in a relationship. I cherish it, and for me to be accused all the time of being a cheater, it makes me feel the worst, and it makes me want to go cheat. Because if you're gonna, no, but if you go,
Let me do it.
If you're gonna accuse me for it,
I might as well do it.
I mean, from a young age, I didn't like to be minuto de gustahin sundara por nada. And if they
Yeah.
did that, I would. Oh, okay. I already got the punishment, so I'll
Let me do it
And
now.
I'll do it.
now. And I don't want.
sharp.
I don't want to make it feel right cheating. It's better if you go talk about it. But I'm just talking about how it makes me feel. If I feel like you're jealous for no reason and you're screaming at me about it, you're just not trusting me about it, and all the time we have these huge discussions and fights about this. I'll stop loving you. I'll just stop, and I'll stop liking you. Maybe I don't even know which one is worse.
Yeah.
The one leads to the
The
other.
liking. If you
Yeah.
don't like me, that's like
Yeah, and we just don't talk about these things. And I know people in different generations before us, they absolutely didn't. I think your generation talks about it more,
Way
but it's
more.
still not
That's
enough.
why the show is here. Well, that's why the show is here now.
But it's still not enough. I mean, you have to. I mean, if you want to share your life with somebody, tell them everything.
We share our entire lives on this show. People know the thing. My dad
No,
learned
but you do
thing-
you too. But I mean,
Yeah.
in relationship,
relationship.
when you're in
Oh,
a
yeah, yeah.
relationship, I mean, it's so important that somebody knows how you're feeling,
I agree.
and we just don't. We just and we settle. That's the word.
I used to be that guy. And now with Tori, I'm like extremely open. But like before that, like almost every other girl I have, like I don't tell her everything.
Yeah.
It's like,
My
I
wife
got
will tell me
trust- I got trust
something,
issues.
and she'll make me feel bad, and then in 2 days I'll be like, oh, but I'm kind of glad she told me, and then I'll go talk to her about it, and then it's
Yeah.
okay.
You wait 2 days to tell her?
Sometimes I need 2 days to process what she told me. I mean, I have in Dutch they say you have a lange teen, you have a long
Toes.
Toes. They get stepped on, and I feel hurt, and then I need a day or two to
Recover.
But maybe she. Oh,
that makes sense.
I have a few questions, and then I'll go ask a few questions.
Let's
but
do
I
it dinner.
I need 2 days. Maybe he needs 5. He needs 5 minutes. I mean, we're all different.
Yeah.
I just take my time before I speak, because if I go speak right away, I'll say stuff that
Yep.
I can't take back.
Yeah.
So I won't.
That's big
So I'll be
facts.
quiet for 2 days.
That's big facts.
Smart guy. Guys, pay attention.
Yeah.
Listen, we're coming to an end of the show. We were already over time. The last thing I want to ask is for somebody that feels like they have an addiction, what are in a very short way, what are some steps they should take?
Talk to somebody about it.
Somebody they trust, or does it have to be like a
don't go to your
therapist?
neighbor and say, oh,
No, I mean, like,
but go to somebody you trust and say, I think I have a problem. And it starts with that. You acknowledging you have a problem. And when people know that, they can adapt their way of behaving around you, and they can actually start to help. Not necessarily by doing something, but just by listening.
Yeah.
Why do you think you have a problem? Tell me about it. Okay, and let's go on internet together and go look where you can have help for that. I mean,
Correct.
but it starts with acknowledging you have a problem and speaking to somebody about it. Don't speak to just anybody about it. You have to speak to somebody about it you really trust, because people will use your information to do wrong things with it.
Amen.
So trust is important.
Damn. Guys, real quick, go on Instagram right now to win one of these bottles and share this video to get a voucher from Gianni's. Johnny, I want to say thank you for coming. Oh, guys, also go on Self-Making Facebook page. Do your thing, man.
What?
Give yourself a shout out.
My shameless plug. Okay, yeah. Follow Self-Making Show on both Facebook and Instagram.
There
That's
you
it.
go. I gotta give you the plug, man.
Yeah.
Thank
Guys,
you.
thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah,
Honestly,
thank you for
I
having
really
me.
like this conversation.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. Even sometimes you were saying some things, I'm like, damn, that might be me a little bit right now. But thanks for coming. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And we will see you next week. Peace.
Ow.
Hey, yo, what's up?
Hola, ¿qué estás?
Taboo, trends, anything and everything. You can watch us every single week on YouTube and Facebook. This is No Filter in Paradise.